Welcome back to YugiBOOM, guys. We have a new deck profile of ABCs. Let's get it started. Now that Assault Core is back at 3, I was actually thinking about making the deck profile of the ban before, but when Assault Core got hit to 1, I didn't think it was very viable anymore. But now that it's back at 3, I thought to remake the deck again. So let's go ahead and get started. So for the monsters, we're going to do 3 Assault Core, 3 Buster Drake, obviously, and 3 Crush Wyvern. I do see a lot of people just run just two of each, but I always thought that maximizing all 3 of them would be best, because sometimes maybe you draw too many or you use too many during the game, and sometimes you kind of run out. So just having the 3 of each, I think works best, just to have the name and stuff, especially if you still have your Union Hanger out. So yeah, that's why I run 3 of each, and you always want to get Buster Dragon out. That card's insane, so why not? So, and then I mixed it together with the Cyber Dragons, just to keep it kind of pure and just like a light machine, especially because there's a lot of cards that support that kind of type and attribute. I guess you can call like archetype or like or category of monsters. So we run 3 core and 3 Cyber Dragons. I don't run the Hers. I just like the core just to get the repair plant, and then also just to machine dupe it, just to get the other 2 Cyber Dragons out, and that way you can at least start getting into infinities or link plays. So I just run 3 of each, and then just the core effect to summon one from the deck. It's really good. That way you can combo off with the Galaxy Soldier, or just to get extra link fodder on the field. A lot easier. So we run 3 of those. And then we're going to run 3 Galaxy Soldier, just to discard a light monster from your hand, just to summon them is always really good. And then just to get the search off, make an easy infinity, or just extra link fodder. Yeah, it's really good. And yeah, so that's really all we use them for in this deck. And then for some extra cards, just to help out, we have the Electromagnetic Turtle as the target for the Rampage Dragon. And just to maybe stop a battle phase if maybe you can get with Decayed. So that's why he's in the deck. And then 1 Heavy Mech Support Armor. Kind of sucks he's a level 3. I wish he was a level 4, because you can combo off with the ABC pieces. But just to get that, just to get the pieces back, and then you can link it away, is always good, because that way you can get their effects off again. And just to make a free link monster is always good. So now to the spells. There's no traps in this deck, just spells, just to get those pieces going. So we got 2 Terraforming to get the Union Hanger, and then 3 Union Hanger. The Union Hanger is really good. Once it's activated, you get to add one of the pieces, and then you could always go off, and then you can attach the other one from the deck to it as material. Yeah, this card's always the target for being either ashed or ghost ogred, so I really like this card. And just to be able to, even if you have an infinity out or a buster out, you could always attach. Oh, I mean, with just ABCs themselves, you can attach to it. But yeah, so he's really good. The card's really good. So just to start getting those pieces out, and then there's only been a couple times I've been able with ABC Dragon Buster out to be able to actually add pieces to it to make it indestructible. So that's why I like running that card. And then we have 3 Cyber Repair Plants. This card is really busted just because you can basically search anything in the deck, as long as you have your Cyber Dragon in the graveyard, of course. And I don't really use the second effect so much because we don't have so many Cyber Dragons in the deck, in the grave, to get to put 1 back. But just to search is good enough. Its search effect is just good enough for this deck. And then running 2 Machine Duplications. Just for core, just to target the core, and then something out the 2 Cyber Dragons. At 3 would be too cloggy, I would guess. I think it would be better like in a Cyber Dragon deck. If it was a pure Cyber Dragon deck, but just 2 I think is good enough for this deck. Just kind of more of a combo extender if you don't have your ABC pieces. And then for the regular spells, we run 1 Foolish, 1 Burial, 1 Monster Reborn, and 1 Dark Hole. Foolish, just to get maybe the electromagnetic turret on the graveyard, or like a core, and then you could, you know, start doing stuff. Monster Reborn as the extender, and Dark Hole just to get rid of your opponent's board. And then for like the fusion spells, 1 Power Bond, 2 Overload Fusion, and then 2 Polymerizations and 1 Fusion Substitute. Power Bond, kind of found it like it's kind of hard to use sometimes. That's why I just run the 1. Overload Fusion is more for the Rampage Dragon effect. And then for the regular polymerizations, just something like I run Cyber Twin Dragon in the deck because I was easier to summon the Cyber End Dragon. So that's why I run this. And then Fusion Substitute, I like it because you could always put, let's say, ABC Dragon Buster, you have to tribute from the grave. You could always put it back in the extra deck, and then you could always draw a card. So that's why I like running the 1 Fusion Substitute. And then now into the extra deck. The extra deck was kind of hard to think about because there's so many things you could do. So this is just what I came up with. So we're gonna run 3 Dragon Busters. To summon them is really easily, of course. You don't even have to use polys or anything like that. And then just to be able to discard, banish a card on your opponent controls is always a good effect. And then to tribute them to summon them back is really good. And then you could always link, instead of like always summoning Dragon Buster again, you could always link them away and get extra effects. So why not? So that's why I run the 3 Dragon Busters, especially because I'm running the 3 pieces of each, so why not? And then, like I said, I always went back and forth with a lot of the fusions you could use, especially for the Cyber Dragon aspect of the deck. But I just stuck with 1 Twin Dragon, 1 Rampage Dragon. Now that I found out that the Instant Fusion does not work with the Rampage Dragon, that's why you didn't see Instant Fusion in the deck, because apparently you can't summon it that way. So that's why it's just 1 of that and just 1 Twin Dragon. Twin Dragon is kind of there just for the OTK potential game ender, and Rampage Dragon is just there for either you can use it to pop spells and traps, or if not to, like I said, also end the game because you get the additional attacks when you send monsters. So that's why I just run 1 of each. So yeah, it kind of sucks that the Instant Fusion actually doesn't work with the Rampage Dragon, but I mean, that's the ruling, so gotta go with it. And then now for the Exceeds, just 1 Infinity and 2 Nova. I was kind of going back and forth on running a second Infinity, but honestly just running 1 is okay, because the Nova you could always summon whenever, and just the effect itself to summon Cyber Dragon back from the graveyard is just good on itself. So like I said, the extra deck's kind of tight, but I guess you could always knock out one of the fusions like Rampage or Twin, or maybe the Twin, and you could always add back the or add an Infinity. That way you have 2 and 2, because you always have access to it. But for now, 2 and 1, I think it works well for me. So into more generic Exceeds, since we do run a lot of level 4s, 1 Baguska, 1 Paladynamo, and 1 Tornado Dragon. Baguska just to sit on, and then Tornado Dragon just pop back row. The Paladynamo is just something I thought of just because everything is light in the deck, and you could negate a monster that your opponent controls and make it 0, so that way you could attack over it. And also it's effective against destroyed by battle or by card effect. You could always draw a card, so why not draw extra cards? So that's why I run it in the deck. And then now for links, we're gonna run 1 Genius, 1 Clock Taker, and 2 Hip Potion. The Genius because everything's machine, 1 Clock Taker just to kind of like say game your opponent, and then just like that extra marker down just so you can have either Infinity or like Dragon Buster out, just get that 1 monster. And then Hip Potion again because everything's light. Honestly, you can maybe add a Link 3 or maybe the Nightmare Monsters if you wanted to, like maybe instead of these. But I always find myself liking these 2 guys, especially Genius. He's actually very underrated for machine decks. So that's why I like running him. But yeah, that's the deck profile, you guys. If there's anything you think I should do to the deck to tweak it, to make it a little better, I'm always down to see your comments down below. And then, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Just watch our new videos that we have coming out. we have a skit that could be coming out soon, so watch out for that. And any new deck profiles you guys want to see, just let us know in the comments. We try to respond to you as quickly as possible. And yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.